I love you too. Feel free to call me anytime. I love you too. Feel free to call me anytime. Hello? No? Yeah. In the front room? Yeah, that's upstairs. Next room, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine, dear. Alright. Pardon? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Up in the machine room. Alright. It's the one with the big silver lines. Alright. Yeah.
Scanner.
Alright. Alright then. Bye.
From the Scanner Archive 1991-94. Exclusive unreleased material. Téléphone, terrorism tactics, voyeuristic ambiance, an eavesdropper's delight. Yeah, I received this recently, and I've been really digging it, going through this further. In the summer of 2010, I worked through my extensive archive of DAT tapes, cassettes, and minidiscs, which had accumulated since 1977. And with the help of my ever-capable and patient interns, began the process of digitizing these materials. The result? Over 600 hours of largely unreleased material was overwhelming, to say the least. The Toad, that was the signature Scanner sound in the early mid-90s. These 600 hours were only the edited highlights, as we never touched any material prior to 1991. Most of these recordings have never been heard before or released, though IDs, voices, and samples may have reappeared in altered forms on future releases. Very little of it is finished in any sense. It is more of a thinking process, sketches towards something else, a moment of inspiration briefly captured. At the invitation of Sub Rosa, the label, Belgium label, by the way. Scanner is Robin Rimbaud. He's from England. At the invitation of Sub Rosa, I honed down the selection to the controversial scan telephone call works by passing film scores, dance pieces, remixes, and so on. The shorter pieces interspersed throughout the album were originally commissioned by James Lavelle. James Lavelle is uncle, by the way, for those who remember, 90s trip-hop guru. Commissioned by James Lavelle for an edition of his Mowax compilation label series, Heads, but for unknown reasons were never included. Two of the works, Blind Electricity and Moth Upon Math, began life as remixes for other artists, but then took on a life entirely on their own, so were never issued in this form. Moth Open Math. That's a pretty good title. Underwater was released in an edition of 100 copies on 7-inch on Synthetic Records, Vienna, April 1995. That's a record I had been after for quite a while, so now I got half of it. Hey Deep, well, why sorry for Sue? Because now she's gonna have to... Come on, it's a joke. She's gonna have to cope with Rachel even more than usual. Tape Junk and Who Else Is There were released on 7-inch vinyl on Soul Static Sound, October 96. I have these two 7-inch inches. Yeah, so this is some kind of... it doesn't get more archival material than this, in a sense. So aesthetically, it's quite close to what Coil were doing back at the time, or a little later. Scanner has always been very interesting, but probably not sonically provocative, not like abrasive, very rarely. His concern has always been with at least in the 90s, with the then new surveillance systems that were spreading around the city in London and in the whole of the UK. So basically spying, corporate spying, state spying. So he reversed the paradigm by spying himself on corporations, executives, on the power, and including these recordings in his releases back then. Robin Rimbaud, Scanner, is a very articulate man. I've had the pleasure to speak with him at length a few times. He's a professional musician, so he's done stuff that is not necessarily cutting edge all the time, but man, that's a pleasure to talk with him. So getting an insight of his working process with this double LP is really fantastic. This came out a few years ago now, I think in 2018, maybe. Hey Mickey. Yeah. Yeah, for me too. I like his... I haven't really liked any of the stuff. I mean, there's a track there and there with his new material that I always think I might get the record, but the thing is that he's kind of a survivor now when you think about it. He's still in England. I mean, he grew up and made music with the likes of Coil, of Warp Records, of Simon Fisher Turner, all this kind of post-punk, avant-garde electronics, and he's kind of always been on his own. He's never really been part of a group, a scene, or anything. But he's quite often demonstrated his love for Coil and that scene. And I think it transpires in what we're hearing right now. So I think must be difficult for him now. He's been doing this for 35 years or so. He's been doing music since 77, apparently. But releasing since the late 80s, early 90s. So reinventing yourself, that's a challenge. Especially when your music has been associated so strongly with conceptual concept. So I guess he's probably a little bit nostalgic, and his music is, for me, kind of feeling the void of the absence of Coil, and a certain type of music produced by Coil and their friends. Which is interesting because revisiting stuff from the past, you can draw aesthetic connections with the music from Coil and the likes that I didn't do back then. Back then it felt like a beast of its own, and when I listened to the stuff I really liked from back then, some of it could have been like sketches or just outtakes from Coil, and this compilation is really a testimony of that. Just imagine a John Balance lyrics over these bassist synths. Yeah. For some reason, I mean, it is in Europe, but I've seen quite a few copies of this flying, like on Discogs for like 10 euros, less than 15 for double LP. I know Sub Rosa tries to have quite low prices on their new releases, but still, that's a double LP of someone like that for less than 15 euros. Like, come on. There's nothing to discuss. Hey, Auguste. Yeah. At the end of that, I'll be playing a little bit of this record, La Rolls. Quite a cool cover. Almost, it feels like the printing makes it feel almost like a silk screen. It's an EP from this Belgian guy, La Rolls, who was he was a DJ, a radio DJ, and he worked in a record store in Brussels, if I remember correctly. But he did very little releases, only like 2, and this is the first one. So this is Belgium music, so it is new beat, but some of the very best new beat I've ever heard. Very unusual. New beat, for those who don't know, is a style of music that was created by DJs in the clubs of southern Belgium in the mid-late 80s. Basically, the DJs were playing tracks, original tracks on the turntable, tracks that were supposed to be at 33 RPM, and they were playing them at 45, but the pitch at -8. So that created a kind of wonky psychedelic effect. Yes, Seti, exactly. I have that album as well. It's a good album. And Seti had an album on Ash International, or Touch, which was the same label that released most of the Scanner stuff in the early 90s. La Rolls. Sure is. Yeah, exactly. But as you can hear, this is exactly this. This is a feast of drums. It's just this bass loop, synth bass loop, obviously. It's just quite amazing, playful drums on this one. It's not a very rare or expensive record, but it's not usual. It's not the kind of records you find that easily. Yeah. Well, there's a reason for that. So the bass. I mean, the bass here is not a 303. I don't think so. It doesn't sound like a 303. But this is definitely an 808. These instruments were created to help out bands when a musician was missing. You don't have a bass player, you're training on your guitar at home, and you need some bass accompaniment. Just program a bass loop on the 303. This is a really cool track. Thinking about this next record for quite some time now. I haven't listened to this in years. There's a CD with it that I've never listened to. Quite a cool package. Comes in this felt cover with a kind of print there of a human figure, and with this silk screen. Yeah. Sleeve. Pretty cool artwork. Just noticing what it represents now in the screen. Alright. This is a band called Person. Haven't played this. Ooh. Such a long time. I used to really enjoy that one, so let's see. This is so good. I just saw that Patrick, the vinyl archivist, was doing a stream as well, so I guess most of you guys will be over there now. But yeah, La Rolls, so happy to have gotten this one. I love the syncopation there. Very subtle, but it sounds like a sample though. This is not from the 808. Yeah, really ahead of its time, this one. Journey, a real journey track. Sure is. 24 tracks mix. On Blue Nut label. I suspect this must be from 88. Right on 88. Personne. On Special Material Records, Belgium label. No, a label from Switzerland, sorry. Mazie. Yeah, so I haven't listened to this in I'd say 10 years. Probably 10 years. I remember this now. It's a good track. Special Material was one of these small, short-lived labels that were kind of trying to do the same thing as Scam Records, the label that launched Boards of Canada, Vola, and a few others, but mostly Boards of Canada. Yeah, this is 2005, I guess. Oh no, 2001. Shit. Davis was still innocent. Yeah, this is cool. Really nice layers. I mean, this is typical early 2000s IDM or late 90s. Crunchy, very crunchy beats, and really good kind of analogish synth pads. Oh yeah, this is nice. Huh. Let's see if I can find something like some Boards of Canada and stuff that could be fun. Okay, let's play a really rare Boards of Canada from the Mask 200 compilation, limited to 200 copies. This is the original one, not a bootleg. Nick, you know, I think it's something like, I think it's Maz's fault, as always. We know that. So you know that record. Wait a second then. Because I also got my Mask 100 somewhere. Here's Mask 400. Oh, this is such a good track. Dubby. I knew it was time to revisit that record. Yeah. She'll be alright. Don't worry about her. Oh, this is... By the way, for those who don't know, who are not that familiar with this kind of music, this is not the stuff that was being played in clubs. The people who listened to that, it was home listening or gigs, not live performances of that music. Let me see if I can find something here. Hey Mickey, you want to feel weird? Well, I have everything with the Hell interface. I have every single track. The one I'm gonna play. Wait, let me check. I even have this. The Rockvalade Boards of Canada. I think there's I have some Hell interface 7-inch somewhere. Let me see. Yeah. Here is some Hell interface. Here, yeah. Hell interface is Boards of Canada under another name. Alright. Hell interface. I think I have some other Hell interface stuff on the a compilation that I might be able to find. Which one? Just so you know, Mickey, when this was released, this is the original, with the original Bry tape and the original insert. I bought 3 copies of this. First time in my life I bought several copies of the same records. This was 96 or 97. They got 5 copies in the shop. This was 500 copies when limited anyways, and I heard it playing in the shop and I was blown away, so I bought 2 other copies, one for my friends, and they ended up not liking it, so I had like for quite some time. Yeah, that was the most expensive record I had for quite some time. Hey Rob. There's here are a few Boards of Canada remixes. This one I showed recently. This one. Oh, this one was really good on Music House Club. I don't know if you can see. Of course, Midbeat Manifesto. Slag Boom Von Loon. This one is Ace. The CD version of this had also a Coiled remix. Such a shame. And this one, the Boom Beep remix, I don't like it that much, to be honest. I think this music has aged. I think like 2005 Boards of Canada has aged. I didn't like it back then. I like the first 2 albums and the 4th one, but the 3rd one I really don't like. And that was kind of the foretelling that that area of Boards of Canada. It's jokes. We're just elaborating who might be the culprit, Rob. Yeah, I think there's Boards of Canada also on this one, or Hell Interface. This was by the way, this is a compilation from VVM, the guy who became the Caretaker. This is early Caretaker. It's always so cryptic. I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly. Oh, by the way, I just found this, Mickey. Mask 300. Yeah. So is IDM likely to make a comeback? My friends from the States would argue that it already has. Mickey was asking me the other day about music, Mike Paradinas. He tried to play some cool stuff from Paradinas that is kind of under the radar. To be fair, I hope not, because I don't think. I honestly don't think he can do something nearly as good as this anymore. Yeah, I think, like, I haven't heard anything from Aphex since that isn't derivative from the stuff he did before. So doesn't mean it's bad. It's just that it's kind of pointless, in my opinion. I know he's got some hardcore fans. I don't know if I would say I was kind of. Yeah, I got almost everything from him. Oh yeah. Hey Rev. Yeah, nice. Wow, nice. Frost Jockey. Mike Pardinas only did 2 EPs under that name. For 15 years, no one knew it was him. He managed to keep it secret. Really cool artwork as well. This came out on Reflex, I think. Yeah. No. Yes, on Planet Mu, quite of the earliest Planet Mu. I mean, if you've seen a live performance from Aphex from the past 15 years, no, kind of like his. I don't know. It's just not doing it for me that much anymore. There will be a track there and there, but let me go to a really, really good Aphex track that is not that much discussed. You guys want to see some cool Aphex releases? Oh yeah. Yeah, so this is the kind of infamous Analord binder. Fake leather gloves with gold embraced. Yeah. Yeah, that's my thing. This I really, really like. I remember playing this in a club in Japan. That was pretty cool. is also cool Aphex release. Acoustic Window, Jorex G9. That one was good. I agree. That one I want to. I miss. That's the one Aphex release I don't have that I want to have. Yeah, he did a few very limited releases, or not that limited, but I mean it's Aphex Twin, so 1,000 copies of a record by Aphex Twin is quite limited. Oh yeah, the complete package in the original bag of the 12-inch, 10-inch, and 7-inch. Of the yeah, universal indicator. Oh, this is so nice. I really love the contrast in this. I mean, it's weird because for me it's a given to have these records. I grew up with them. But it's true you don't see them too often in the VC. See the time machine aspect of records. This is the first Aphex Twin record I bought. The double pack of Ventolin. Hey Dan. I just remember. I remember where I bought this and the feelings discovering this. My God. No, I had board selected Ambient Works. This was the first vinyl of Aphex Twin I bought. I had bought CDs of his before. But I wanted to play this track from the other single from back then. Also the double EP. And I want to play the remix by himself under the Dscape name. On by Aphex Twin, remixed by Aphex Twin. One of my favorite tracks of his. It was a fun time back then. Our work was marketing this, that they were selling the singles. You could buy the CD of the EP, but if you wanted the vinyl, you had to buy the first part, and then you had to buy the second part that you could insert inside the first part. It wasn't sold as a double, it was sold as a gatefold with the room for the second record. And I'm nostalgic of that time. I really liked the Quest. I don't know if it's that rare. He's huge. I mean, if you do a video call and you put Aphex Twin in the title, I'm sure you'll get way more viewings than even Beatles videos. But I don't know. Oh, you haven't seen my collection of Aphex Twin. You have only seen a tiny bit. But it will happen. Yeah. And this one could be of the. This one is almost like kind of a. It has a gamelan feeling, like Balinese. He actually did, or not in the vault, but he actually bought a building that was a bank, and he lived there. That's not. That was for real. I know for a fact. Yeah. I mean, he's a dad now as well, so. I sold him some records, so. And I used to have a duo with a guy who's done music with Aphex Twin on several occasions. video for that one was quite interesting as well. The CD of that when it came out in '93. Took me I don't know when I got this on vinyl, but late '90s, I guess. Wow, I had no idea. No idea. Hey David. Yeah. Well, me too. No. Different scenes, unfortunately. It's weird what I'm gonna say, like next is something quite rare, but at the same time it's all available on online. Wait, it's just if you want this on vinyl, this is the promo version of Come to Daddy, a double EP with some cool design by Designers Republic. This was only released as a promo, but yeah, I guess the tracks are available easily, like on CD and digitally, very easily, of course. Oh yeah, that was the track I wanted to play. The Bucephalus Bouncing Ball. Yeah. Well, it was his biggest tune. I mean, he sold several hundred thousands of that physically. Hey Jeffrey. Strange also to think that all this has become classic stuff, like back then all this it was never entering your mind that this could be ever reissued, that you had to get it when it was new. And even if it was going to be reissued, what's the, as I was saying, yes, I think in a recent video, So you better enjoy the stuff you enjoy while you enjoy it, and not in a hypothetical future. Now, this key change, so good. No? Funny though. It's funny to hear people talk about drugs as a classic, because when it came out, it was panned. Like, it was totally trash. Like, everyone thought like, okay, this is boring, this is lazy, this is nothing new. And it's obviously his best album. Hey James. Okay, one of my favorite Aphex tracks as well, under the GAC name. More dance floor. Sure, funky house. Probably the most house Aphex ever was. That bass line is so good. And what's cool with Aphex is that, like, when he's good and he's making electro, like using synths, half a second and you know it's an Aphex track because of the sound. He's the way he tunes his synthesizers is, I mean, that's a trick, obviously, but he did that. Most didn't. He put the work just enough so that his music would sound unique. It's just a little thing, like he would pitch up or down by a half tone or a quarter of tone the synthesizer you're using, and some of his favorite EQs, obviously, but so good. And that inspired lots of other artists in his scale, like Alexis Perlana. So good. Yeah. Yeah. It used to be under the radar cheap record. This is Warp 48, so this is mid like 1994. This is almost 30 years old. Could you believe that? And the thing also that is so incredible is there were like hundreds and hundreds of guys doing that. Some have had a few tunes there and there that stood out the test of time, but not in that capacity that with Aphex, Autechre. Yeah, they're the two ones, basically. Yeah. I kind of used to do that. Hey, Dom. Well, that would be a Max MSP patch. Well, unless shitload of like too early mid 2000s minimal techno, and like even in the underground, there's so much stuff that has aged. But yeah, this is timeless. This is a really good house tune. Even if you can hear the synthesizer sound, the vocal, you can hear there's kind of a raw frequency from the synth. But it's actually, you can hear it's also carefully made choice, aesthetic choice. The nice reverb there, very subtle. But why would you even mention that? That didn't even exist. We knew what it was. At the same time, back then you had these weird compilations of remixes by this whole scene. Art of Noise, double LP, remixed by Grandmaster from 808 State, produced also Björk and Prodigy, Carl Cox, Rhythmatic, Sweet Exorcist, Richard Hitchcock from Cabaret Voltaire, The Ground, LFO, Robert Gordon, Youth from Killing Joke, Mark Bryden. Quickly put this on an LFO remix of Gus Gus, Icelandic band. This one I like to play in for the dance floor. The Yellow Magic Orchestra. Also double album remixed by 808 State, Orbital, Alternate, LFO, Rhythmatic, Robert Gordon, Sweet Exorcist, Graham Massey, The Shaman. It was like 20 names that the big record companies were always hiring to make these kind of remix album concepts. Yeah, Afrika Bambaataa. Also a remix by 808 State, Magic Mike, LFO. No, that wasn't on Warp, the Art of Noise, Yellow Magic Orchestra, but the Yellow Magic Orchestra had a design by, you can see it's Designers Republic, or maybe not this one. But it's highly inspired by, if it's not. Yeah, it's not. I mean, LFO is still my favorite of them all. Well, he's my first love in this, and he became increasingly my favorite since the mid 2000s. Yeah, 808 State is overrated in my opinion. And a guy called Gerald is God. Okay, next, let's listen to Afrika Bambaataa, remixed by LFO. Cheesy tune, but I like it. You can still hear it's LFO. LFO who produced or co-produced and designed the sound of most of Björk's best stuff. joke, Mike. Okay, one last one and then off to bed for me. Another band I feel is overrated but also underrated. I'll talk about them sometime soon. Is Future Sound of London. Yeah, probably. And LFO. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got them. Yeah. Okay, it goes a little bit trendy now, but in a pretty cool way. Okay, last track. Any direction? Any request? Oh, the bass coming back, so good. You guys are evil. No. Both Mike and Auguste are losing 300 Mazzy bucks for these comments. I have to report you on Davis. Here's Martin Gore, remixed by LFO. Oh yeah, I could play a Martin Gore original track, a B-side of his that is pretty cool. Also pretty forgotten. Yeah, I played a lot of Shackleton in the previous stream. I got most of his stuff. I got all the stuff he did that I like. Okay. It's pretty nice artwork. I don't think you can see, but yeah, all the text here. So it's Martin Gore from 2015. I haven't played this quite some time now. I think it's the right track. Martin Gore from Depeche Mode, obviously. That is a pretty cool break here. I think this is pure modular when you dig really deep into Depeche Mode, you will find some really surprising stuff. And I mean, they're one of the biggest pop band ever, so people have dug deep, obviously. And they have. It's funny to think that they have these massive, obsessive fans who probably have no clue of what this means and who this. Why does Martin Gore do this kind of track? He doesn't need to do anything. He's a millionaire. One last one, because I was thinking. So this is again Martin Gore with Vince Clarke. Vince Clarke, who used to be in Depeche Mode at the beginning and who left. Yeah, Dom, that was Martin Gore under his own name, MG. And this one as well, VCMG, Vince Clarke, Martin Gore. I think I only have one album from Depeche Mode. All the rest is singles, EPs. Not Mel as in Mel and Kim. I love Mel and Kim. I really do. So this is a remix by Alva Noto of Martin Gore and Vince Clarke. Really, really cool. You can hear it's Alva Noto. The original is pretty good as well, but like this remix is killer. Sure. I'm sure he is. But I didn't like the this one, to be honest. The blue was alright, but like, quite it was. I think, no, I like to see like 4, and the one off the 2, you know, that I didn't like. It's a pretty cool division with the pack. I have some really good mixes in this. Of course, don't use some mixes of these ones are great. Like this one has like a Dior one that is pretty cool. The remix of New Life, that is my first, the earliest divisions that I like. This is some recent, decent remix for my division. Have a few more. No, it's my battery dying, so when I get close to the end of my battery, yeah, okay. Yeah. Alright, guys, before this shuts down, I'll see you later. Cheers.